How's it going? So today we're going to talk about my drone. I've had a few questions about what drone do I fly, so I thought I'd cover what's going on inside the flying camera above and beyond. I guess we'll start, basically it's running this Naza M version 2. It used to be a Phantom. What you see here is the power distribution board that is out of the Phantom. So I can't use a 4S. I can only use 3S batteries. And then the GPS puck from inside the Phantom, because the way it was mounted, you either need the clamshell or not. The motors, though, are not from the Phantom. These are neewer. You see there, they're A2112 13T 1000 kVs. They were cheap. They were $10 on Amazon, or I think it was less than that. It was like $36 and change with free shipping for all four. And about the same for the ESCs, which they are also neewer, but pretty much they're just the Turnigy series. When I bought my Phantom, I went for the FC40 so I could have the Wi-Fi camera. I like it. It does a pretty good job. It's not a GoPro, but I mean, it shoots good enough video that I'm able to do a lot of the stuff I want to do with it, just for hobby. And anything that I need to look really nice, that's when I go and I'll actually use the GoPro. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna fly it a little bit. I'm just running a 3S Glacier 3000 mAh battery. I like it better than the stock batteries. I get almost 11 minutes with it, with normal, hovering and not doing too crazy of stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take off. I might get a little shaky for a second, and then I'll let it hover and look at it like this. But I really can't fly it and hold the camera, so I'm gonna set the camera down. But I'm gonna actually try and edit in footage from the camera in the drone, so you guys can get kind of the whole picture, and then we'll come back. We'll edit back to after landing. A little discussion. But I'm just running some 8-inch props here, and I'm just going to take it off, get it to hover. And it'll just hover there. It's got the GPS lock. I really like the Naza for that. I have an APM. I'm working on programming it and getting it to do everything I want, but it's not programmed yet. And I suppose it could be better. But I'm gonna put you down over here, try to get a decent angle, and hopefully not have any of these birds trying to attack my drone, because that would be not fun. I'm gonna give you a slight angle here. Now those birds are pretty fast, I'll tell you. But the range is super impressive on this. I haven't exceeded my range. I can't imagine exceeding your range if you're not doing FPV, because it really, I mean, you can send it up and let it hover really high. You can, I mean, it's amazing what these quadcopters can do these days. I'm gonna try and bring it over here in frame. And at the same time, there's some really cool fog coming up off this I don't know what you want to call it, a foothill. I mean, it's not a mountain, but you can see where it's definitely warmer. It just rained out here. It looks really nice. Hopefully the camera will get some super sweet footage. I'll bring it back a little bit, see if I can't get it to hover in front of the camera. Sorry if you can't hear me. I am like a step back. Just so when you fly these things, you really got to concentrate on flying the drone, because I mean you look away for a second and it could drift or whatnot, and you know then it gets really scary when you're not sure why your drone is where it is or how it moved the way it just moved. But yeah, we'll pull it in here. I'm gonna center it right about there, and I'll let go of the stick. And yeah, see, it's drifting a little bit. I did not calibrate when I got to this big field, um, and they recommend you calibrate to make sure that you're gonna have a good GPS lock. Um, so I do get a little bit of drift if I don't calibrate first, but it's nothing that's gonna mess with me while I'm trying to fly it. So really is just a hoot to fly these things. And yeah, the frame I have, I actually got from a coworker. It is a Talon 425 frame, and it's pretty nice. It's nice and firm. It's carbon fiber, so it's decent lightweight. Like I said, I get about 11 minutes on a battery, which I think is impressive. But I guess carrying a GoPro and a gimbal, I only get like 5 minutes, which is less impressive. Um, but I mean, any time in the air with just such amazing footage. I mean, probably while I'm talking right now, you're going to get some footage from the drone, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, it's just amazing. You can see so far, uh, and from views that you can't do it. You can't get that. I can't stand on a platform that high, or I don't have wings, and I don't want to pay to be on an airplane. So this is a great alternative to getting some views that you couldn't get otherwise. It's just this level of amazing that it hasn't gotten old for me yet, and I don't think it will for a while. I, just, I have this drone. I got this quad. I have a tricopter I'll do a video on, but it's based on a build that's already on the internet. And I've got some other airplane builds that I'm working on, and I'll share those too. But all in all, these drone thingies are pretty swell. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna land it on the ground and give you a look at the underside and maybe a better look at the frame, because I didn't go too in depth with it. I do not have the Talon, the frame with the spring-loaded landing gear. But if you look, you see, the bottom and top plate are carbon fiber. I've added a little plexiglass pad for everything to fit on nicely. Just going into these little footies. Really, it does the trick. These prop nuts, I kind of like the DJI stock props where they just spin on. But these cheap motors don't cost, almost $30. So I guess that's the sacrifice, is using these prop nuts instead of, or prop lugs instead of prop nuts. And one last thing before I ramble too much and say way too many times. I am using just the stock Phantom transmitter with it, with the Phantom 2 receiver, which is what they put in the DJI Phantom FC40, which is the one that comes with the camera. And the reason they do that is the camera is 2.4 gigahertz, and they make the control 5.8 gigahertz, so that the camera doesn't disrupt any of your control frequency. Yeah, Naza M version 2, Phantom version GPS, which means it has a separate compass. That I did have to make a little leg stick down just to hold the little compass there, to hold it in the right position. Yeah, so this is my drone. That's how big it is. Here's standard transmitter, so you can see, kind of the size of it. It is a decently large drone and has decent lift. I highly recommend getting yourself one of these and playing with it. It's fun. But maybe first get yourself a small one, because one thing I learned, you're going to crash a lot.